What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of DT Podcast, coming at you with a fucking glaring light and terrible visual quality. Let me fix that straight away. I don't know how the audio is, don't have the microphone set up, and frankly, don't give a fuck. Just want to set up and talk, but whatever. Guys, how you doing? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody fucking? Are you surviving, man? This is a time of fucking survival. The world is in shit. Like, do you want to hear about politics? Probably not, right? But it's just it's a topic that's so fucking prominent in the world these days. It affects everything and everybody. And like I always complain when like podcasters that I watch and listen to, oh, here we go with the politics. But after a good bit of time of educating myself on how the actual fucking world works over the last 10 or 15 years, you kind of figure out that it affects you, like, capital gains tax over 100 million is the fucking topic that we're hearing about the Kamala Harris thing. World War III is what we're hearing with Donald Trump. It's crazy, man. But nonetheless, we move forward. Guys, I just want to give you a brief rundown as to what's going on. There's not really much going on. It's not even a fucking breaking news episode, you know? But I again not doing fucking podcasting as much as I would have liked. Um, but still have the urge to fucking get on and speak my mind, you know? So here I am, just fucking here we go. Politics, religion, money, I'll fucking talk about anything. What's been going on, guys? Training, fucking boxing like crazy these days. I love it. I've had a few weeks off, admittedly, um, with scheduling, with work and kids and family life and stuff. But it's a pleasure. I'm 40 years of age and I'm back training like I was fucking 20 again. And what I'm about to say is pretty fucking controversial, but the whole topic with mental health and fucking all of this stuff that is so prominent now, especially with men and men's mental health and stuff. Um, how do I say this in a more tasteful way? Because my opinion is way too controversial for fucking podcasting. But if you're unhappy with your life, figure out the fucking foundation, figure out what's the root cause, the problem, and build from there. And for me, it's the outlet, the outlet. We all have busy lives, busy schedules, but do you complain about it and just stop and quit and give up on what you've currently got, which is a fantastic situation in my position? A humble brag, but a humble brag nonetheless. Um, Going to the gym for me solves my problems. It truly does. And my brief rundown as to why I don't do podcasting anymore is because I don't have fucking time. I don't have time. I work 9 to 5, which is technically 8 to 6. And you got to take care of kids in the morning, you got to collect kids in the afternoon, you got to make sure they're fed and kept alive. And when they go to bed, the last thing you want to do is fucking set up a recording and editing and all stuff that especially when you're not making money off of it. When I was making money off of it, it was fine. It was like a job, a side hustle. But yeah, going to the gym for me, man, it solves my mental issues, my problems, and I can do it without the fucking like again, as tasteful as I possibly can. I can do it without like a doctor's consultation or anything to do with that, which is, more and more talked about these days. But I get my frustrations and my anger out on a boxing bag, and I can train with people I trust, and I can fucking fight, still get in there with the young, hungry 20 and 25-year-olds and hold my own and get my fucking ass kicked by the fucking pros and at the same time have fun doing it, you know? So whether it's like lifting weights on your own with your headphones, every fucking guy I know who's going through problems, get your fucking ass to the gym and just get fucking training. You know, I put on a lot of weight prior to the pandemic. And during the pandemic, I did a lot of training. And then, there was, obviously, I'm not even going to get into the fucking pandemic side of things, but there was one thing after another that was like causing issue. And, I'm seeing businesses close and forced fucking masks and vaccinations and stuff. And, you know, I see all of this fucking, I see people's lives being fucking ripped, people losing absolutely everything, people getting divorces. It's fucking insane what happened between 2020 and 2024. But I look at my life and I'm like, I gotta start shredding a bit of weight and training like mad. You get that compliment from your wife and you want to train more that evening and you want to train more that next few days. And then all of a sudden these compliments start fucking, you get more and more dopamine and then you start looking good. You start looking at yourself in the mirror. You're like, hang on a second, this is fucking working. And it's like the spiral effect that took over during the pandemic for me was a huge fucking help. But it started to help with my issues, my demons. They call it fucking demons, man. That and concerts, dude. I can't fucking get enough of concerts. But that's what's been going on. That's what I've been spending my time doing. Family life, work, training in the gym, going to concerts, and no time for this podcasting shit, like, share, and subscribe fucking stuff that we have to do. Otherwise, we don't get the algorithm on our sites, and we all know what that kind of leads to. We're all types of booby clappers. But nonetheless, guys, how have you been doing? Let me know in the comments how you've been doing. What's life been like for you over the last fucking couple of months since my last episode? The unspoken topics, obviously money, politics, and religion. I found out recently, um, why don't we talk about politics, money, and religion? We talk about everything else. Why don't we discuss ideas on how to make ourselves fucking wealthy? Why don't we discuss these type of things? And I watch a lot of the Charlie Kirk, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well these ideas are not discussed, but why not? Are you unable to articulate your position? Do you not have a good argument, or is your ideas and beliefs bullshit?" And I started to really like educate myself on why we don't discuss these topics. And obviously, the most prominent topic right now, coming into November, is the US election. Now, I'm not even from the US. I've been to the US one time when I was 5. And you realize that the US election is on the world stage for a reason. It affects everybody, it affects the whole world. Most trade is done in US dollars. You go to any cryptocurrency right now and it's all traded in US dollars. Oil is traded in US dollars. And when a country or a bank outside of like the World Central Bank, when they don't decide to use or trade in US dollars, then all of a sudden something happens to those entities. So I am fucking glued to American politics, not because I'm a Donald Trump fan. And I know that's fucking sacrilegious in nowadays modern day politics and modern day general fucking topics. Good old DJT 45 to be 47. I'm a Donald Trump fan. Why? Because I don't listen to the bullshit of the media. And then when I say to anyone who says, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you? You're a Donald Trump fan." I'm like, okay, hang on a second. Why don't you like him? Silent. Grab her by the pussy. All right, that was one conversation almost 20 years ago with one guy in a trailer, and they weren't even informing him he's been recorded. Can any guy honestly say that they've never had a type of conversation where they wouldn't be so forthcoming in front of their partner, their kids, admitting the actual conversation that was had, the sentence that was discussed. I can admit that. If you can admit that, that's fine, but don't say that you haven't had locker room talk before. So that conversation and that example is null and void, right? Like, oh, all the racist stuff he says. Well, name one fucking racist thing he said. Oh, he hates Mexicans. He doesn't hate Mexicans. And if you're dumb enough to believe that, then that's fine. No one can save you. But he's against illegal migration, like everybody should be. I moved to Switzerland in 2012, and I had a set of rules I had to follow if I wanted to stay here and build a life. I didn't just jump the fucking border into Switzerland, just randomly decide, I'm not following these rules. Fuck that. I want a job. I want an apartment. I want a bank account. I want to go out and do whatever I want to fucking do. No, you got rules to follow. And he's against illegal immigration. Oh, he hates foreigners. His wife is from Eastern Europe. All those arguments are null and void. You never heard of Donald Trump being racist prior to fucking 2016, where the fucking left went nuts on him. So cut that shit and don't let the woke fucking shit cancerous movement take over the fucking world. It's that fucking simple, guys. Anti-woke. Political correctness. Fuck off. We get wound up. Religion, we can all base our stuff on whatever we want to believe in. Read all the books and make your own decisions. Gives a fuck. What matters is we're here for this amount of time. What happened before it, what happened after it, we let it in the hands of the creator. All right? If you don't believe there's a creator, that's fine. I'm just saying, without God, there would be no atheists. I'm just saying. And money, guys, no one ever gets rich on a salary. No one ever buys a yacht from his savings. And we just don't talk about money. We don't talk about financial freedom. We don't talk about fucking anything to do with having more money in your pocket than you can spend. Got a bad cough, man. All this Donald Trump fucking stuff. I updated my LinkedIn over the last few months, and I've been following a lot of financial pages, a lot of crypto stuff, a lot of investing stuff. Big guns like your man Gordon, Carabon, how do you say his last name? All the big entrepreneurs, the guys from the Shark Tank in Australia, the US, the UK, the Dragon's Den. I've been updating my I follow a lot of CEOs, CFOs. I follow a lot of crypto pages, like I said, anything to do with investing, IPOs. And it's basically, there's a UFC fighter called Sean O'Malley, and he's very in tune with his finances and fighting out his contract and doing business the right way as a UFC fighter should, right? And he manages himself. He doesn't have a management team. So he saves 20% off the top right off the bat there. But he said that he learned this from his financial advisor from years ago. He said, if you get into a truck, like an ice cream truck with a guy who owns an ice cream truck, and you walk, like you go around, you follow him around the estates for a whole day, you're not going to have a lot of fun. But when you come home that night and you talk to your family about your day, you're going to have picked up quite a bit of information about ice cream. And he said it's the same with money. And I'm like, fuck, that's amazing. That's genius. So I started updating my LinkedIn and I started watching a lot of financial stuff on podcasts. and like investment advice, brokerage advice, where to put your money, what to do with investing if you've got a chunk of money left over and it's under your bed or in your bank, just in your current account, and savings and investing in IPOs. Some flop, some don't. There's a lot of dog shit out there. ETFs, the index funds, fucking you name it, man. Stuff that you just are not told about, and you can choose to be one of two people. You can be the liberal, fucking annoying mosquito in people's ears who are on social media all the time complaining about bankers and the billionaires and they're not paying taxes like we are, and the exploitation of workers from Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. You can be one of those little mosquitoes in everybody's ears and you just want to go fuck off. Or you can just learn how they became financially free. You can learn about investing. You can learn about how to become someone who can afford stuff at the drop of a hat when that expense comes in unexpectedly. You know, you can take control of your life, of your finances. You can take control of all of the situations rather than be that complaining person online, complaining that some millionaire in a different country isn't paying an extra million in taxes. You're complaining because you're a liberal, but you've got a job in Starbucks, who's owned and run by a billionaire who took it from the ground up and employed thousands of people all over the world. Not exploiting. Like we just use these terms so fucking loosely. Exploitation, slavery, racism. It's just all this melting pot of verbal diarrhea. What is going on, guys? So that's what I would advise you to do is learn about fucking money if you're struggling every month to make ends meet. And if you're not coming out at the end of the month before payday, wondering if you can pay that last bill or should you wait till next month or will you accept the late fee? You know, get yourself a bit of leeway in your bank account and start fucking moving towards the car that you want or the boat that you want or the fucking holiday that you want and not worry about rent next month. How about that? How about you learn a little bit about money? How about you learn a little bit about what to do with your salary as opposed to just spending it on all the shit you don't need? Never saw one episode of Game of Thrones, but the very people that I hear complaining about not having any money could tell you what happened in this season of this episode at this time, and you're just wasting your fucking life. Distracted by Game of Thrones, distracted by football, distracted by all these other fucking things that they put up in front of us. Why don't you just break loose from it and make a bit of fucking money and buy the car that you want? Am I going on a rant here? I wanted to talk about the weather. Guys, thank you very much for listening. I just wanted to get on and briefly discuss my brief moment on a fucking Sunday. I don't even know when this is going to be edited and sent out because I'm so fucking busy. What would you want me to talk about in a rant? I want to challenge myself and rant about something that I'm not necessarily fully educated on. Give me some topics. Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank Beyonce for all of the success that we've had here at DT Podcast. And if you're a P. Diddy fan, fuck you. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Ron Paul for president.